Morning, morning. Morning, morning. So, somebody give me a thumbs up to say they can see me. Are you there on? I don't think you're there on Instagram. Anybody there on Facebook? Oh God, what's that? We have had technical issues. Unbelievable. Right. Is this better? Oh shit. I think that might be better. Not sure. Right, I'm ready. I think the light's better. Right. So, as promised, we're going to do some exercises that I just have to do before I can even get out of bed. So, despite everything, I really hurt my back, actually 3 weeks ago, probably right now. And it was so bad. Anyway, I did improve quite quickly. I did go and see a physio. Just paid privately because trying to get into the doctors is a nightmare. So anyway, I saw the physio and he did click everything back in. It had all, one had come out a little bit. And now I'm back to the stage where I'm absolutely fine all day. There's no problem. Sitting at my desk, no problem. Sitting here watching telly at night kills my back. Once I stand up, it's like, oh my God. But the worst is in bed. And I cannot get out of bed until I've done some stretching. And I realise, you know, it's nice to do stretching in bed anyway, and that's what I want to show you, how to do some nice stretches. So predominantly this is for your knackered back. If anybody's got a stiff back, stiff hips, stiff knees, I'll even add some shoulders in for you. But the first thing I want to show you was my sleeping was really bad. In that, do you see I have this line down my back? Should be straight down the middle. When I was lying in bed, I'll show you this way around. My favourite position is, my favourite position was to lie like this. But once I got there, because of my back, I couldn't actually get back out. So realise something. So if you look at this stripe down my back, you imagine me being in a bendy bed. By the time I sleep like this, do you see how this line is really curved, dipping down? Bear in mind my bed would make it dip down anymore. So what I found was, if I rolled up a towel like this and put it underneath there, then it straightened my back out, and it meant I could lie on my side. And some people who have bad hips get a towel or a spare pillow or a cushion and put it between your knees. And the reason you do this is because if you look, my hips now, look at my bum, my hips, if I sleep like this, my hips are tipping forward. But if I put this in between my legs, then my knees are hip distance apart, so my hips are in line all night. So try that if your hips hurt when you're asleep in bed. And if your back hurts when you've got your legs straight, so you can't lie on your side, so you can't lie on your back, sorry, then you need something under your knees just to keep your knees bent a little bit in the night, and it will relieve the pressure on your back. So just try different things. But I found that the best way for me to sleep is on my back, but I just couldn't get up in the morning. I saw me then struggling a little bit. So this is what I do before I get out of bed in the morning. So when I'm, come this side, people. Good girl. So when I wake up in the morning, I can't move, and so I actually have been lying like this with a pillow under. So I pull the pillow out, And then I try and slide one leg down, which really hurts, but I just do it gently, and then I stretch it, and then the other one I have to join it, and that hurts as well, but I have to do it, so I stretch it. Once I've done that, I then bring it back in, bring the other one back in, and then I pelvic tilt. I bet you can't see me because the dog, I'm black, she's black. Can you see me pelvic tilting? And then can you see me arching my back? This is the very best. So pelvic tilt, arch the back. Do it with me, see if you like it. So obviously you start really small, and then you get bigger and bigger and bigger till you do it. And this, honestly, this is what gets my back almost like in line, if you like, I don't know. But it's also about your hips. So it just works. Crikey Mikey. Yeah, she's doing it as well. Oh, life, eh? What do you do with it? Don't work with children and animals. So keep doing this, don't stop. So now, rest in the middle. So this is how you should find your neutral spine when you're lying down. Rest in the middle. So you rock, 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 and stop in the middle. Now I'm going to stretch my legs. So I heel, take my heel down the bed and bring it back in. I'm going to do the same leg. Heel down, bring it back in. All the time keeping that core engaged to protect your spine. Okay. Now we'll be 5 on the other leg. I never thought I'd hear me saying I have to do these things before I can get out of bed. Oh God, the other one's arrived now. Right, how does that feel? Does that loosen everything up? It should be loosening your knees, loosening your hips, and you should be building strength around your core because you're keeping your core engaged and your neutral spine. So if you liked that, if that was enough, you can keep doing that because some people need a bit more of everything. But I can't do, you know, for everybody, I can't keep doing it. So now I'm going to wheel my foot out and lift it a little bit and bring it down and bring it in. Swap. Wheel it out, lift it. If you notice, I'm parallel with the other leg and bring it back in. Keep the core engaged. Roll it in. Roll it out, lift it up, roll it back. So I'm doing this with a straight leg, and the reason I'm doing it with a straight leg is because now, when I'm in this position, pointy toes are pretty, but flexed feet gives me a nice stretch all the way down the back of the leg into the calf. So it's really loosening up. Right, I'm finding that already much easier now, so I know that I can go a little bit further. You might not be able to. But here we go. I'm going to go as far as I can without any pain. So it's not hurting my back, it's not hurting my hamstrings, these down the back of the leg. So I'm going up, I'm getting a really good stretch, even right into the bum now. Where your hamstring joins is here, on the bottom of your hip, and that's where I'm getting a nice stretch. All down the back of the leg, into the calf, into the foot. If you want to keep your pillow while you're doing this, be off the road. I thought I'd better not stay in my pyjamas though, hey? Right. One more on each side. Brilliant. Now I'm going to go back to that rocking motion. So I'm pelvic tilting, arching my back, because this is the best one. And then you can draw a circle with your hips. So you take them out to the side and round. That is really massaging the spine. You only go up to, so it's not pain, it's an ache. It's like scratching an itch. And then the other way. Brilliant. I love that. So now I'm going to do shoulder bridge, but just a little shoulder bridge. So if you look, pelvic tilt, lift my bum, drop it down. Pelvic tilt, lift my bum, drop it down. Small movement. Now if you look, I then arch my back. Right, when you want to, you might not want to, but if you want to and you're feeling okay, go a little bit higher. Arch back, pelvic tilt, build the bridge. Arch back, pelvic tilt, build the bridge. So what I'm doing now is I'm stretching my back, the backs of my legs, my bum, which are your glutes. I'm resting my arms. I've just moved them out of the way so you can see my back, but you can have your arms down here if you want. I just want you to see the movement in my spine. That's lovely, I love that. So now I'm going to go onto my side. If you need to put the towel underneath, that's absolutely fine. And now we're just going to draw a little circle with the knees. Now what this is doing is working the hips, and I know one of you ladies watching has got dodgy hips, arthritis. So small, small, small. And the other way. Keeping the core engaged. Because all the time you've got your core engaged, you are protecting your spine. You're building strength in your core to protect your spine. Okay, I like that. Now I'm going to do lift and lower. Lift and lower. If this is all you can do, it doesn't matter. But what you're doing is keeping your foot forward, so you're using these side muscles. If you turn your foot to the ceiling, you're using these front muscles called the hip flexors, which we use all the time for going up and down stairs and walking, but you don't use these muscles very often. So they're getting those working. You can move the ankle as well if you want to. Yeah, that's lovely. And then bring it back. Now I'm going to go over to the other side. You can just simply turn over. You can have a look at my bum. Here. So, lift and lower. And do a circle. Circle the knee. From the end, oh God, from the end, it looks like this. Sorry about the bum. And the other way. What would I do without you? You're my personal trainer. Okay, and then the lifting of the leg. Now notice, you can see now my foot is facing the front, not the ceiling, the front. And just lower. This is really working this muscle on the out of the leg and the hip. Brilliant. Now the next few are on your front. I should just move away from the mat, okay? Let the dog have the mat, my personal trainer. Okay, so turn onto your front. Now if anybody's got or had a slip disc, this is the one. Oh, somebody's messaged me. Hello. This is the one that you like, and I know one of my clients loves this, and she does it before bed and first thing in the morning. So just dip down and up and down. So if you have a slip disc or a herniated disc or a bulging disc, keep going. What happens is the disc bulges out and catches on the nerve. And what this can do, if you're gentle about it, not if you're going hell for leather, but if you're gentle about this, this can help ease the bulging disc back in. Now I don't have a bulging disc. That's not what my problem was, or is. So now I'm going to put my hands to the floor and push myself up and down. And up. So I'm actually using my arm muscles now as well. Now if when you get here you want to look up and then down. So even though I'm arching my back, I've still got my core engaged. I'm not letting my belly hang out. I've still got my core tight. Which means belly button to spine, core engaged, abs switched on. Okay, how did you feel doing that? If that was okay, we're going to move up a level, because I do like that. Sit. Stay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this cobra, go into this stretch, and then I'm going to ease myself back and sit towards, this is puppy pose with my bum in the air. Down here is child pose. Child pose rounds your back, so it's the counter stretch for what you've just done. But sometimes if you've got a poorly back, child pose will hurt. So stay in puppy pose, go to there. And then forward into cobra. And then back into either puppy pose, child pose. Creep forward again. Cobra. Puppy pose, child pose. Creep forward, cobra. Don't forget, this might be your cobra. This might be it. And then creep back into puppy pose. And then if you want to, down into child pose. So this is really strengthening my back, lengthening my back, making it more flexible. Forward again. Your cobra. If you get cramp in your feet, curly toes under. I get cramp in my feet. Back into puppy pose. Back into child pose. Brilliant. And then the only thing that we could do again is cat stretch. Cat stretch. Cat stretch. So, that's your back and your hips and your knees sorted. The only thing I suppose we haven't, and your neck, the only thing we haven't done really is the shoulders. So you sit on the edge of your bed with your legs hanging down and just move the shoulders. And the other way. Now, if you haven't got room to do this, you can do it like this. Doesn't matter. Either way. I hope you're feeling better already. Oh, I can see I've got watchers. I had such a terrible time on Thursday. I kept losing connection on Instagram, so then it kept restarting, so that was a disaster. And on Facebook, nobody followed me, and everybody said I couldn't see you, and yet I'm there. I don't know what happened. Please forgive me. But anyway, I sent it to whoever wanted it on YouTube. There we are. So you could just like twist a little bit if you want to. Tiny bit. So you're sitting, your legs, don't forget, hanging down towards the floor. So that's it. So I don't know how long that took. That probably took, including all the instruction, 17 minutes and all the chat. So actually the exercise, you could do that in like 5 minutes, or if you have the luxury of time, you can do a good 17 minutes. But I'm not kidding, that is what gets me moving in the morning. Until I've done some of all of that, I can't get out. It really hurts. So I do feel for you all, and if anybody has any issues, knees, hips, ankles, I do have the qualification for orthopedic Pilates for orthopedic conditions. And I do have one-to-one clients when COVID is over, and I will be able to restart that on Wednesday. And for safety, what I do, over there are some French windows. If you wish, I can open the French windows, but actually I can stand over there behind the sofa because I moved the sofas, and you stand here. So we are about 4 meters apart. So if you have any issues, if a physiotherapist has told you you need to do Pilates, but because of money, because of COVID, you can't get to Pilates, then you can't get to a physio. You can come to me, but you do need to know what we're dealing with. You need to know what the injury is, and what the physio or the consultant has said you can and can't do. That's only fair for me to have all the information, and then I can build you a program for you. And there's the next thing, right? So people go to physiotherapist and they go for 6 weeks and they see the physiotherapist for about 20 minutes and then they go, it's not working. Well, of course it's not working, because 20 minutes a week is not going to fix anything. You have to do these exercises. Now, if they gave you tough love this, I'm sorry, but if the doctor gave you tablets and said, take one of these 3 times a day, you'd do it, wouldn't you? But if the physio gives you exercises and says, do these 3 times a day, nobody does it. Well, that's not true. Lots of people don't do it. And it's not fair to the physio to say it's not working when you're not doing your little bit. So I know that's tough love, but if you're told to do some exercises by me as a physio, as a Pilates instructor, or a physio or a consultant, then just bloody well do them and you get better really quickly. Sorry about that. I know it's Sunday. I hope you all have a lovely day. It's a bit grotty out there, but I'm going to do some sewing jobs today, so I don't need to go outside anyway. So thank you very much for joining me, and it does look like my Pilates classes are restarting on Thursday, so I'm so glad about that. I'm just waiting for confirmation. And I've just been told, somebody just said no Instagram. What is it? I'm actually looking here and it says on Instagram I'm live. What is it? I know I'm living in the middle of nowhere, but bloody hell. I shouldn't swear on a Sunday, should I? Shouldn't swear any day, should I? Anyway, I look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye! This is the worst bit when you're looking at me.